In this brief video, I'm going to show you how to install this 5.2-inch mini screen on a Tesla Model 3 and a Model Y. This screen is available from Hansshow. A link to the product is above, along with a coupon code for a discount. So without further ado, let's get into the install. All right, let's get into this box. We're going to open this up. It's nicely packed from Hansshow with a nice appreciation letter. A little instruction of the contents. Looks like this is the wire harness. This is what the screen looks like with a little wire harness. Should be easy plug and play, snap in, and then a little puller tool. I laid out the wire harness and I want to go over the different connectors. This connection is the screen end, the black plug. You're going to follow this around. This is for the Intel version. If your Tesla is older than 2021, Model 3 or Model Y, you're going to use these connectors. This is the fuse. If you have an AMD screen or built after December 2021, you're going to use this connector. This is the fuse. This is the connector. And then the last one is the blue connector that I will go over. This one is used on both versions. So the wire harness may look menacing, but overall it's pretty easy to install. All right, the first thing I want to do to get started on this install is adjust the steering wheel down. So I'm going to go here to controls, and I'm going to go to steering wheel, and then what I'm going to do is move the steering wheel all the way down, and then I'm going to move it all the way out using the buttons shown here on the screen so that I can access this plastic panel. Then what I'm going to do is use this nifty pry tool that they give you, and I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to pry this little plastic piece up the top portion or cover on the steering column. All right, I'm using the pry bar, putting in the hole by the wiper stalk, lifting this up. I got that one side out. Now I'm gonna move over to this side and get this, got this side pried up. Now I'm just gonna lift that out. I'm gonna lift the other side out. All right. You're gonna see there's this little cover in the back, and then what you want to do is disengage that fabric from the forward part of the cover. All right, I managed to get one of these little buttons popped up, and then I put my little pry bar behind here so they don't keep falling through. I am going to use a pair of pliers, just kind of pinch the tabs together to get them to go through. All right, I got the little plastic piece off. You can see what it looks like. So there are some hooks here. These are the main clips, and then there's the 4 buttons that pop into this extended leather piece. So the new one is going to go in the same position and drop right in, but I'm going to make sure I run all the wires before I snap this in place. So, all right, before I shut the car off in the screen, I want to make sure that I open the trunk, and I'm going to go and disconnect the 12-volt battery, and then what I'm going to do is turn the screen off to make sure that we don't have any faults. I'm going to go down here to safety, scroll up to power off, and then power off. All right, we're going to disconnect the 12-volt battery. You're going to reach up on this cowling, pull that off. Now to disconnect the 12-volt battery, what you're going to do is lift up on this green tab, then slide this forward like such, and then lift it off and separate it. Just set it to the side. You've disconnected the 12-volt. All right, I'm down on the passenger side. You can see under here, you can see there's 4 little tabs. I'm gonna remove them each. All right, I got the 4 tabs out, and now I'm gonna remove this panel down. like this. All right, I got the panel removed. I disconnected the 2 wire harnesses from the panel. That gave me access to the processor. Take this portion off here. This comes off really easily. So in order to remove this side panel, I need to come in here and grab this clip. All right, now that I remove this clip up here, I should be able to just peel this back pretty easily. Yes. Yep, that pops right out quite easily. Now that I got the molding pulled back, I didn't even have to pull it back that far. This particular model, the power plugs here, this is the CAN bus blue plug that I'm going to plug into. So it's pretty easy. What I'm going to do is route my cables. I'm going to remove this like that. And then it's pretty easy. You're going to take this plug. You're going to plug the female end into the factory harness like that. And then take the male end and plug it into the factory harness, female end, like a jumper. And then with the blue plug, it's already open, so you just install it like that. Now I just need to run the cables underneath the dash over to the screen. This cable here is for the Intel version. Cars made before December 2001, the Tesla Model 3 and Y. These plugs are up under the dash. You can go to the Hansshow manual to see exactly where those plugs are. All right, to remove the passenger side compartment, I'm going to simply reach. Some of these are a little bit hard to get out, but overall not too bad. All right. Got this piece out. Now you can see what it looks like. All right, now that that side's off, I'm gonna go over to the driver's side, remove that panel so that I can run the wires here. I thought maybe I could run them up into the dash, but the AC condenser and whatnot is there, so it's pretty solid and there's no real access areas. So I'm gonna have to run it down and then through this area here. In order to remove the bottom panel on the left-hand side, there are 2 plastic buttons and 2 T20 torque screws. So I'm going to remove that panel. All right, I'm going to remove this torque screw. A few buttons. Pull those out. And then this button. And then I should just be able to pull this down. Yep, like that, to get access to pull the cable through. I'm just gonna set this down for now because I think I can pull the cable through there. All right, to remove the driver's side trim. All right, pop that off. Just a little tip when you're pulling these clips, if one is tough, sometimes you can reach up with a screwdriver, push on that clip a little bit to compress it, and that helps really pop it off with little to no force. All right, so now you can see I have plenty of area to run my wires up through and then up to the steering column. In order to run the wires, I ran the wire harness. I reached under the carpet like this, and there's a passageway under the carpet. I had to reach my arm, and I pulled the harness through to this side, and there's a nice little passageway here. It is a little bit tough when you have to push the Intel. You can also, like I said, go around this way if you want, but this was the most direct route. All right, I'm here on the driver's side. Here's the harness. I'm gonna pull that through. All right, this is the Intel harness. I taped the ends closed. I think what I'm gonna do is tape it or zip tie it somewhere in here so that it's not rattling around. And then what I'm going to be doing is running the power cord up to the screen. All right, I know it's hard to see, but the wire harness runs up like this. I tried to run it across here, but it's really hard to get this panel off. So what I decided to do is run it kind of behind the panel, and then I reached up and I ran the cable from the back here to the front, and then now I have the cable here. Now I'm in the home stretch to run it up into the column. All right, now I can reach up in here, pull that through, and now I have the power cable up for the screen. All right, I got the screen up here and the power cable. I put a little piece of tape over it so I wouldn't get debris in the cables as I'm fishing it through. So now what I'm gonna do is connect the power cable to the screen. Ooh, look at that. Looks pretty cool. Hansshow. Now, I'm just gonna set this here and make sure that everything works properly. All right, before I turn the screen on, I'm gonna turn the power back onto the battery. All right, pump the brakes. There we have the screen coming up. All right, the 5.2-inch screen looks great here. Now it is in kilometers per hour, and in order to change that, what you're gonna do is go over here and then go to the distance. So you're gonna go and hold this for 3 seconds, and it will go into the advanced menu, and then I can change it here. I wanna go to Fahrenheit, time zone. I wanna change that to my time zone, Eastern Standard Time. Theme, bright, dark. I'm gonna leave it as auto. PSI I want for tire. Let's see. I'm not sure what that is. And then I'm gonna roll through. Change that to miles, English, format 12 hours, plaid on, plaid off. I'm not sure what that is. Keep rolling through, and now I'm gonna hit exit. All right, now I have everything right, and I'm gonna go and test this screen out. Looks really good. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna put it into drive. You can see that the headlights are on, high beams and whatnot. It's a pretty nice screen. It's definitely easy to see here on the steering wheel. I'm gonna install the cap now that everything's working, put back all the interior pieces and get riding. All right, the final step to install this. Now, what you wanna remember is clips here. There's a little slot that this slides in, but most importantly, this little leather fabric extension, you wanna clip into those 4 pockets. That's the first thing you wanna do. So best bet, lift it up like this. Put those 4 buttons in, and then you want to make sure these leather pieces, that the plastic edges are in the slide compartment on the bottom, and make sure that the clip here is clipped in on each side on that hook piece. All right, got the slides in. Now make sure the harness isn't getting pinched. Then I'm gonna line up the little tabs here. Okay, got that side popped in like that. Got that installed, looks good. So I hope that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching.